Looking at these scenarios and looking at America and going forward from Obama into whoever comes next and onward, do you have a sense of the limits? If you got to brief Obama on the outcomes of these scenarios, do you think he could do anything with that information meaningfully?
Yeah, I think
CEO to CEO.
I think it would be important information
President
for Obama and for the administration, just like it is for us. So I think equally applicable from that point of view. That's a long way from executive power and how much you can do on your own and so forth.
Yeah.
But I do think it helps inform those. And in fact, we do share this information in that setting as much as possible. There's what was rolled out this week, which I've basically only had a chance to read summaries of it. But I don't think any big surprises there. I will give you an element of encouragement on my part, and that is, with Ernie Moniz coming into the Department of Energy, and I think a real in-depth understanding of energy issues and the trade-offs that we're talking about as you make choices in these areas. I think, the idea of some very well-informed policy choices, I'm more optimistic on that front.
Well, Jesse Osabel, a brilliant resource and analyst at Rockefeller University, once told me something years ago, and he wrote a paper on this. If you search for AUSUBEL and energy, you find it, that most energy policy is, what he said, is pulling on disconnected levers. There's a lot of big levers and buttons and people are pulling and pushing, but most of what's happening, as with shale gas, is the resource is there, the economics either works or doesn't. People drill more when the price was high, and now it's kind of slowing down. It's sort of a there isn't a lot of.
I do think that's the way it really unfolds.
True?
But at the same time, I think you can see what's happening with natural gas in the U.S. and across North America, and it's clear what the drivers are of all that now. And it wasn't government policy that was driving that result. But I do think now there's an opportunity, for an administration that's very focused on renewable energies and in a future energy mix, to say, in this environment of expanding natural gas, which actually makes a lot of sense for us as a country, as an economic unit, also from an environmental point of view, how do we then actually also now put in a policy that helps promote the furthering of renewable energies, based on technologies, investments and so forth. How do we do
all
both?
of the above has to include policy.
It's going to need some policy, otherwise it is fairly random.